guys, welcome back once again. So I'm sitting here with Rohan. He came here on a Jobseekers visa to Germany and now he's currently working in Munich. Now, a lot of people whom I've met, they're majorly working in Berlin or in Hamburg or in Frankfurt. But I've never met someone who came on a Jobseekers visa, got a job in Munich. Stick till the last, we are also going to be majorly talk about the cost of living in Munich. Before we get into any of those details, do you want to, Rohan, give us a quick introduction about yourself, please?
Yeah, hi, this is Rohan. I have done my bachelor's in electrical and electronics department. So I have a total 5.5 years of experience where I have served in different sets of roles. The first role was a quality analyst and then the validation consultant, and next comes to a senior consultant.
Right.
Right now I've been working as a quality manager in Munich.
When did you arrive on Jobseekers visa?
I landed on June 6th in Berlin. Firstly, I was initially in Berlin for the first 1 month. Then later I have got a job offer in Munich and then I have moved to Munich.
So as I understand, you got a job in the first month itself?
Yeah.
Oh my god, okay. Rohan, can you give us your profile, like what are your core skills?
Basically, I was an automation tester where I have done the certifications on the Java. I have done an automation certification on the Java and the Prince 2 certified. I'm a Prince 2 certified and even I'm an ISTQB certified person.
Okay.
So where these are the additional skill set which helped me crack an initial job of my particular role.
Imagine you're an employer and you're selecting a guy whose exact profile like yours or someone in automation testing.
Okay.
What skills you will look in a candidate?
So basically I could see that it's not only a person who's been doing an automation. I need a person who needs the total flow of a particular project.
Okay.
At what start the particular project is being started and till the last phase, because we in the market we could see lots of automation testers day in and day out, and the competition is so huge. So you need to differentiate among themselves where you stand, and you need to market yourself and sell yours.
And what skills will you look in them?
So I basically look, it's not only an automation thing, I need even a certain JavaScript or the Java additional development skills, wherein which they need to be a person who is a point of contact for any sort of an advice. If my particular product is being struck in some way, or they do a particular risk and analysis where they come up with a particular approach.
Right. In the market, when you were applying for jobs, right? When you saw automation tester, the job opening, what skills you kept on seeing like they are repeatedly asking for?
So I could see that most of the people, they have been asking the Selenium thing. The first thing was Selenium in whichever platform it is, whether it's in the Java or the C# or anything.
Okay.
Apart from the Selenium, they need even one set of a code language, programming language, like when it comes to a JavaScript or a Java or the HTML.
Okay.
So where the particular, these are the minimum basic things when they need to apply for the job.
When you arrived in June, right?
Yeah.
On Jobseekers visa, how did you start the whole process? Imagine that there is someone who's preparing to come on a Jobseekers visa. It's a new country, new language. They don't know what is job market. Like, where should they start from?
So firstly, I could feel that the person, whoever has been started applying the job seeker visa, they might have done an enough set of a research.
Right.
So then after they land, the first initial stages, forget about learning new things over here.
Okay.
They need to learn whatever the technologies, whichever the technologies it's over in India, before they land in over here.
Right.
Because the first initial month or the initial days, you wouldn't even know how the days pass. Because for the first initial 10 days or 15 days, you need to be back of the embassy where you need to do your city registration. And then you need to open your bank account. So you wouldn't find any sort of a time. So what I particularly feel is, whatever the technologies we need to learn starting in India, come up over here, start applying, sit in your room and start applying for as many jobs as possible, because we need to be even prepared that the rejection don't be demotivated once we get a rejections, because I used to apply daily minimum 30 to 40 jobs where I could feel at least in a day I got even 30 jobs rejections. So it's it's not required to be like demotivated, because we need to have a trust on ourselves and our capabilities. Right job clicks for us.
Okay, which websites would you recommend people to look out for jobs?
Firstly, I would prefer people to choose an option of a LinkedIn Premium.
Okay.
And the next comes to a Zing Premium. Even Zing is playing a vital role in Germany.
Okay, but do you know German?
No, I don't know.
But you still had a premium account on
Yeah,
the
and start applying the jobs even in Glassdoor and the Stepstone, Stack Overflow. These are the minimum 5 websites, which are the top websites where you can find lots of jobs. It's not required only to a manual tester or the automation tester. You will be finding a lot jobs in that.
Yeah. Where did you get your job, current job?
I got in LinkedIn Premium.
Someone contacted you, or you contacted someone?
So firstly, I have applied through a LinkedIn Premium. So that particular job, I have seen that and I have started applying that.
Okay.
So then the HR turned out and HR had an initial discussion with me.
Okay, so you were in direct touch with the HR.
Yeah, HR.
Just walk us through the whole rounds. What happened in each round?
Okay.
Give us like a glimpse of what kind of questions can we expect.
Okay. So the first initial round was a HR, as I have explained you. So the basic questions are: what are your salary expectations and when would you be ready enough to join? Are you okay to come to Munich?
Okay.
So, and the next thing is the HR will go through the process of what the next rounds are. So the HR has said me that you'll be having a live coding challenge, the next second round.
Okay.
And then the review round after the live coding challenge, and there would be a review round.
Okay.
And then next comes to a final round where I have got a people of around 6 people sitting with me, and
Wow.
they have asked me all the set of drill me throughout my career that much questions.
Let's go slow. You're going too fast. So
Okay.
first round was HR round,
Yep.
where they asked you everything from resume basically. Second round, that's where technical round was.
Yeah.
What if you were to give us example? What kind of questions they can expect?
So basically, when I have applied for an automation testing role, so I have got a particular project where I need to automate the particular website.
Okay.
So that's called like I need to write a Java, where I need to write a Java code, and then I need to drill out each and every particular best practices, and then I need to show them the executing code.
And all this thing was happening in Munich.
Yeah.
So for this specific second round, you went to Munich.
Yeah, I went to Munich.
And they paid for your trip.
Yeah, they paid me. They gave me a laptop with all the required contents where we need for an automation. We need a Selenium tool being installed, Eclipse being installed, and all the necessary repositories they have already installed in their particular systems. And they have given me a laptop, and they gave me a one particular room where I just need to sit alone.
Yeah.
And it's for a 1 hour. I need to do the particular coding.
Okay, so the answers were expected in 1 hour.
The executing answer need to be given.
Yes. Yeah. What happened after that?
So after 1 hour, the particular code is being completed. Then they have asked me. They gave me a break of around half an hour.
Okay.
Just to relax myself and be prepared for the next round.
Third round.
Yeah.
Okay.
For
Go
the
ahead.
third round, so where they have gone through each and every particular. I need to explain them each and every particular line of my code. Why did I write that? Because I have got 2 technical persons who are sitting beside me, and they have been drilling me in such a way. Why did I write each and every particular line?
Wow. Okay.
So I went through each, and there were lines of around 250 lines, and they asked me each and every particular line. Why did you use only this particular command? Why not the other command like that? So imagine it's not just writing a particular code. Even we need to explain. There are scenarios where you get a job thing. I mean, you get a particular project where they give you a 1 week time, and you start seeing a particular all Google websites and you just copy it. But even then, they'll drill you out during a review.
So third round was like a grilling round.
Yeah,
basically,
it was.
How long did it go?
It was 1.5 hours.
1.5 hours.
hour.
What happened after that?
So then they gave me a break for 1 day.
1 day.
Yeah, I mean the next day they said that we'll go through a final round with a total set of CTO like that. So he took me there. Then I thought he was the initial person, only one person, so I can crack that particular round. But when I just went in, he opened a door where I could see 6 people sitting over there.
Welcome to the jungle. Okay.
So then they started introducing. One person said he is a project lead, one person said he is a project manager, and the other person is a director, and the other person is a CEO. They have introduced Scrum Master and everything. So they have introduced themselves. So then I realized that why did these many people were there? So then I realized based on my profile, I kept a certifications of around 4 certifications, where I kept it Scrum Master, Agile, Scrum Master.
So they got all the experts.
Yeah, all the experts over
Let's
there.
grill this guy now. Huh? Okay.
So all the 6 experts were sitting over there. So they asked the questions. Basically, when it comes to a last round or the particular round, it would always be a situational thing.
Yes.
How do you handle this particular situation? How do you handle your particular team members?
Right.
If they particularly do this kind of a mistake, how do you motivate them?
Correct.
So these kind of a question. When it comes to an agile, I've mentioned in my resume that I'm an agile scrum master.
Okay.
So the agile master asked me what is the toughest challenge which you have faced when working with the team.
Okay.
So then I've said them that frequent changes of the customer makes a team demotivated, because we need to incorporate the changes what the customer asks, but the team again needs to extend their particular day and make the changes being reflected.
Right.
So that was a challenging part as well.
Right.
Then once again the next part was like Prince 2. I have mentioned the Prince 2 certification in my resume, and they've asked what are the challenges when you lead a particular project.
Okay. Wow.
So these kind of a questions being asked in the last round, that took around 1.5 hours, the same thing.
After giving that interview, you came back to Berlin.
Yeah, I came.
When did you get the results?
I got in 2 days.
2 days, yeah?
Within 2 days, they have confirmed that you have been selected.
Okay.
And we can have our discussions on that.
And when did the negotiation part took place?
The negotiation
Salary
part took with the HR thing.
First round?
The first round with the HR, because the HR, they would be having a certain margin. Even each and every particular job role would be having a certain margin. Even if I claim a less amount, then the HR has a rights to say that sorry, you can claim a large amount.
Okay.
So because basically,
being nice, yeah?
Initially I don't know the cost of living of a Munich,
yes,
because I was staying in Berlin, and this is the first time I've quoted a salary range of Berlin.
Yes.
But the HR initially said that it would not be enough. So for your job role, it's a higher package we can offer.
So, just to understand better what you just said, so a profile like yours, a guy with 5 years of automation experience, how much he or she can quote in Munich, let's say?
Anything above 60 if he is a single.
If he's what?
Single.
Okay.
If he's not married.
Anything above 60,000 euros annually. Imagine that you did not come on a job seekers visa, right? And I also understand that you were already applying jobs when you were in India before coming on a job seekers visa. Comparing that versus coming on a job seekers visa and then applying, what changes did you see?
Lots of positive responses would be there once you land over here.
Yeah.
Because the first initial thing which the resume they would see is your phone number.
That's true.
That's a basic thing, because when they need to contact you, you would be having your Indian number. When I was applying through in India, I've got an email stating that we are unable to connect your number. Can you please share your German number?
Oh, so all in all, at the end, again, he's another example, and this is why I encourage you guys that please come on a job seekers visa, please. It's just about 6 months. You can always go back to the job which you've been working for years now. And this is also for people who have family, who have financial commitments, who have kids growing up, who have a responsibility of putting food on their table for them. Please, if you guys have been watching my videos, now it's been like more than a year now. I've been bringing people like him on my channel just to show you guys that it is possible. Ron, can you give us what's your monthly expense right now in Munich? And can you also, once you're done explaining about your expense, there are family members also who are watching, like husband, wife and a kid, and if they're getting a job offer, what is the ideal amount they should take the offer for?
So the first initially for my expenses would be around 1200 euros.
Okay.
700 euros for my particular room. And 100 euros for my SIM and the other expenses, I mean the internet expenses.
Yeah.
And 300 would be your total food expenses throughout the thing, and the groceries and everything.
Sure.
And the other 100 expenses would be your traveling thing. If you are single, obviously you will be moving around the city.
Yeah, for your job, going there, Okay, so all in all, it could range from 1200 euros to 1500 euros. 15 is too much?
15 is too much.
Your face was like, I'm not sure. Okay.
15 would be too much. 1200 is what I feel it's spending too much.
Well, the major chunk what you're spending anyway is on the accommodation.
Yeah.
That's where you can compromise and you can see like how much luxury do you want, right? But anyway, can you give us an impression about how much a family person might have to spend in a month? A person, a husband, wife and a kid.
So if both the husband and wife works, then that salary would be a different thing.
No.
The expenses.
For now, only consider
Husband is working.
one person. Husband or wife.
Okay, one person is working. How much?
Yeah.
Okay. So if only one person is been working, then the salary needs to be around 75, more than 75 euros, 75,000 euros.
Okay.
More than 75,000 euros, because for the family, the basic thing, unfurnished room at the outskirts, you would be getting around 1,500 euros.
God damn. Okay.
Imagine it's at the last ring and it's an unfurnished. Again, you need to have a total set of room things in your particular room and the advance and everything.
Right. I don't know if you're getting this impression of why should we then go to Munich, right? Let me tell you, the quality of life is here in Munich versus in Berlin here. Okay, people live differently there. People have a higher salaries. Things are way better than Munich and clean. Opportunity wise, god damn, Munich is filled with jobs, okay? In that whole region of South, basically, not just Munich, also Stuttgart and all these places.
Yeah.
And it's a hub for engineering guys, IT jobs. It's like a lot of different industries come together in Munich. Whereas for Berlin, if I have to give you an impression, Berlin is filled with, like, as I always say, it's a startup hub, right? Salaries aren't that much. Startups are not willing to pay you so much here. If you're just looking for easy access when it comes to, let's take this job somehow, let's get the work permit done and all that, yes, Berlin could be an easy gateway for you. Rohan, having said all these things, what advice do you have for all those job seekers?
So, firstly, I would say that the people who have applied for the job seekers, they are confident enough and they have done their set of research. But what I advise is be brave enough if you find any set of rejections, because rejections is a part of getting a job over here. That's a basic thing. And learn a new technologies. It's not that we claim that we are quick learners. You need to portray them. How are you a quick learner?
That's
because
so
your
true.
resume speaks about it. I was being asked, apart from your testing, what kind of an activities you do. Then, as I've mentioned in my resume, I've said that these are all the other set of certifications which I've done on my own, on my personal interest. So just market yourself in such a way that you learn a new technologies and you have a right certification for that.
Here's a tip for you guys, okay? And this is, I only share these things with our personal clients. If, let's say, you have 150 connections, on your LinkedIn profile, I'm damn sure if you reach out to at least 100 of them, 20 will come and write recommendation, or at least 30 will endorse your skills. Now, having such an engagement on your platform, plus what if you write an article about your area of expertise? Why don't you become a subject matter expert? In his case, he was an automation tester. He could have written about Java and how this Java is helping into testing world and all that. So getting acknowledgement from his own industry experts, which are part of your LinkedIn, would have boosted the outlook of the profile on LinkedIn. This is one of the strategies which has worked time and time again here in Berlin, here in Germany, because as he said, he got his job from LinkedIn because he reached out to someone, and that someone went through his profile, kind of liked it, invited him for the first round of HR interview. That's all from our side, guys. Make sure that you don't forget, we have a workshop. Make sure that you are enrolled. For now, with the video, that's all from our side. If you enjoyed it, hit that thumbs up button, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.